Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3 back with another kicking, yeah, you guessed it, movie reaction review. Today's review is over not only my favorite Ray Harryhausen Sinbad film, not even my, it's also my favorite Sinbad film, and it's my favorite fantasy film of all time. That's right, it's not Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. Ooh. Which are both great film franchises. Don't expect me to review either, though, because I probably won't. I'm not a big fantasy guy. But I do love The 7th Voyage of Sinbad. Truly, truly a classic film. Many would even consider it Ray Harryhausen's best film. Quick read up of the back of the box, because I got the DVD. It's an incredible cinematic adventure as the legendary Sinbad sets off on a dangerous journey to the mysterious island of Colossus. His quest is to break the spell cast over his beloved princess by a diabolical magician. But before he can save her, Sinbad must battle an awesome collection of mythical monsters. The man-eating Cyclops, a saber-wielding skeleton, a ferocious two-headed bird called the Rock, and a fire-breathing dragon. Starring Kerwin Matthews, Catherine Grant, Torrin Thatcher, and highlighted by the stunning visual effects mastery of Ray Harryhausen. Now in a pristine... Oh, you don't need to read about the high-definition transfer, I guess. You don't need to hear about that, probably. Because, you know, your copy could easily be a different one than mine. But yeah, it's another one from Columbia Pictures, just like the last three we reviewed. Starring Kerwin Matthews and Catherine Grant and stuff. They actually, I believe, were also the stars of Jack the Giant Killer, which we reviewed a while back. That was quite a while ago. We reviewed Jack the Giant Killer, which was also a stop-motion kind of fantasy monster movie. Ray Harryhausen didn't do the animation for it, but it starred these two, oddly enough. Co-starring Richard Eyre as the genie. He was just a kid at the time. With Torrin Thatcher, who gave a great performance, actually. A great performance. Written by Keith Kolb, special visual effects created by Ray Harryhausen, produced by Charles H. Schneer, directed by Nathan Haran, and it was a Morningside production. And by the way, I believe that is the same director as Jack the Giant Killer as well. Yeah. It's 88 minutes long, which isn't that long, all things considered. It really isn't. It's from 1958. And, yeah, you kind of wouldn't think that. It's got good color on it. And it's also Dynamation. This was the big Dynamation film. If you watch the trailer for this movie, it's barely a trailer for the movie. It's more of a trailer for Dynamation itself, which was just like a stop motion animation format that Ray Harryhausen, you know, fathered. But yeah, The 7th Voyage of Sinbad. Sinbad stops on an island for supplies while taking the princess back home to marry her. There's a magician on there. They save him from the Cyclops. And by the way, this is the most iconic Cyclops design of all time. I constantly see this Cyclops referenced. Constantly. I've seen it referenced in South Park and 1,000 other things. For sure. And it was in the Imagination Land episodes, if you're wondering. Yeah, that's really cool. They save him from the Cyclops, and he kind of forces them to go back to the island by cursing the princess because he wants the genie lamp that the Cyclops has. And they have to fight all kinds of crazy monsters. You know, there's kind of a forgettable serpent lady in the film. But the Rock is really interesting, the Rock and his baby, because they're two-headed. You know, they could have just made the Rock a giant bird, and it would have been a lot less interesting. But they made it kind of like a vulture-looking bird, which is an interesting aesthetic for the Rock. I usually normally see like an eagle, falcon, raptor kind of thing. But a two-headed Rock, that's a lot more unique. And I've seen two-headed Rocks in other things on occasion, and that's always a Ray Harryhausen reference, I believe. The dragon is a very fun, unique, interesting dragon design. No wings. You know, it's a very, very cool film. It's a very, very cool film. The villain's performance is top tier. The rest of the acting is okay, honestly. It's alright. But the animation is truly, truly spectacular. The sets, incredible. Incredible sets. They looked fantastic. All the sets. I feel like just sets from this time period are just often fantastic in general if they have the budget. Like, I prefer lots of the sets from, like, 50s movies over current ones. Because a lot of the time they'll just CG the fuck out of it, give us a green screen. You know, a real CGI fuck fest. But that didn't exist yet, so we get actual sets. Like, when the princess gets shrunk to, like, the size of a tiny little action figure, which is her curse, by the way. They have a scene where she's laying on a pillow on her bed, and the pillow is, like, real. It's a giant pillow prop set piece that they made for her to lay on. Really incredible. Really incredible work on this film. Usually when you mention a Sinbad film, this is the one people's minds go to. Oftentimes when you mention Ray Harryhausen, this is the film that people's minds go to. Either this or Jason and the Argonauts. Those are his two biggest films. Of course, a lot of people will also think of Clash of the Titans, which I do need to review. I got a lot of these I still need to review. Clash of the Titans, Three Worlds of Gulliver, you know, First Man on the Moon, Valley of Guanji, Mysterious Island. That might be all of them, actually. The only two I don't have copies of are Valley of Guanji and Mysterious Island. Oh, and I need to do the original Mighty Joe Young. That's actually on a DVD in a pile behind me. Yeah, I'm looking right at it. So yeah, I still got to do those. I got Three Worlds of Gulliver sitting right next to me. Just got to rewatch that one. I'm not going to review it right now. Because I haven't rewatched it yet. Kind of putting it off because I don't remember really liking it as a kid, but since I haven't seen it since childhood, you know, I need to rewatch it before reviewing it, of course. So yeah, that's it for the 7th Voyage of Sinbad. Once again, like the others, it says rated G on my DVD, but I would give it a solid PG. And that's really good. That's my favorite Ray Harryhausen movie, my favorite Sinbad movie, and also my favorite fantasy film. I really like it. It incorporates fantasy and folklore from all around the world. Is it whitewashed to hell? Yes. It is. But, you know, our princess, she's smart and capable, so, I mean, that's a little progressive. You know, if you can just recognize that it's a product of its time and kind of just move past that, recognize that it's something you can't change, go right ahead. It's a great film. I do recommend it. I think both you and your kids will really enjoy it. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. I guess my next review probably needs to be A Quiet Place 2. I saw that in theaters and I just never made the video, even though I made the notes. Same with Loki. You know, I wanted to have the Loki review up the day after it premiered, and I didn't. That's on me. At some point, I'll get them to you. I'll definitely get you Loki before What If. I want to at least review those in order. You know? I can at least do that. That being said, the next one might actually just be RoboCop. And I also have several TV show reaction reviews coming up. I want to review The Owl House Season 2 soon, Power Rangers Time Force, Power Rangers in Space, Power Rangers Ninja Steel, and Ninja Super Steel, Super Ninja Steel, whichever it's called. Got to get all of that out of the way. And as always, we're doing lots of, action figure reviews, comic book reviews, novel reviews, and also Safari Sam videos and G&G on the main channel. I got a new G&G on the way. I think you guys will really love it. I think it's really funny, like really funny, and hopefully you will too. So that's it. Thank you once again for your support. See you all next time.